So, I don't know exactly how to start this, so I guess I can just start with just talking about topics. So, personally, um, I guess a topic to talk about would be just, I don't know, the ins and outs of modern day courtship. Can I just say that? Like, I don't know. I guess the consensus nowadays is that women and men and everything in between, we just we just we're all not shit. We all want to do each other dirty. And I feel like when you go in there thinking someone is moving shiesty, you want to move shiestier to up shiesty the shiesty before you get shiesty. Then sometimes you're not even getting shiesty. You're getting the real deal spill. And I just feel like nowadays, it makes it harder. And I feel like we're getting to a point, especially with the beautiful things happening for women, them really being empowered, them really feeling empowered, their voice really being heard. Now, that power, struggle that for a long time was there, and it's still prevalent. It is slowly but surely becoming an equal. And in that, I can't help but say that there's a little bit of animosity on that side. I get it. Generally speaking, dudes have this like, because I mean, regardless of what you believe, I just kind of look at animals. Like, they say that we're animals, and I know that you look at an animal, and a motherfucker a dog just wants to fuck and eat and drink and shit, pretty much. And as humans, we've evolved to really get to see the wonders of life, to make connections, to experience love, happiness, you know, sorrow, defeat, etc. And in turn, the way that we interact in relationships is different. There's a lot more things to take into account. It's not just I have this, you have that. Let's make a baby. Let's make more of us. That's pretty much the spectrum that most like animals and things of that nature work under. They just want to make more of themselves. As for us, some for us or for some that's a thing. For others, it's not. But I still think, in turn, that in both of us, that's why you catch, women who deal with men and they might just, fuck this other dude because I don't know, it could just be some primal thing. I'm not trying to like, I don't know. I'm not trying to make it seem like you can't have emotion or that you're just devoid. I'm not trying to give, I guess, an out is really what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to give people an out to say like, oh well, it's my primal urge to fuck, so that's why I fucked her. It's in me. I'm a man. I'm primal. It's like, nah, that's not what I'm trying to say. But you also have to take that into account. Like, sometimes I see a bad thing, and your Jimmy get a little jostled. Does that mean you go and fucking tackle her? No, that's fucking horrible. You don't do that. You go through the courtship, and that's circling back to what initially we were supposed to talk about, which is courtship nowadays is such like a fucking 007 totally spies hitman mission. It's just like you fucking you checking everything. I feel like now people have to do so much research on each other, which like it's different because nowadays with all these dating apps, you got your Tinders, your Bumbles, your Badoos, plenty of fish, eHarmony, black people meet, Christian meet, all that. You got all that stuff going on, and you don't exactly know if who you're talking to is the person behind the screen. And in turn, it makes sense that people are a little more reserved or a little more weary of interactions. But also, that doesn't take away from the fact of like just proper etiquette. You know, if you're talking to someone and they're just like me personally, I'm an eggshell guy. Like I tend to walk on eggshells dealing with women because, and much to people's popular belief, I like women. I like pussy. This is me. I mean, you can like what you like, you can love what you love, and I am a person who feels like, you should be able to do anything as long as it's not hurting anybody else. As long as if it's hurting you and you signed up for it, I mean, hey, that's you. But I feel like, you shouldn't be held back on anything if it brings you some joy. But if it brings pain to others, then that's the point where you just gotta be like, damn. But I say all that to say, with everyone believing that everyone has something to gain or is out to get them, like some people just generally want to experience another person. They just want to see if, I don't know, maybe see I'm a different sort of gentleman, I'm a different sort of guy because I was raised in a household where it was predominantly women. It was black women, strong black women. And I don't know, growing up, it wasn't the best household, there was domestic violence. Now, I wasn't there to really see it. There was a few moments that I can recant as a child, but like I don't think I've ever seen any actual like physical altercations as much as I've seen like attempts to like breach, the building to get in. But I say all that to say, and I keep, but pretty much growing up, women had such a strong presence in my life that I felt as an adult and as a person that like I had to treat them to the highest respect. And I feel like, I guess I pigeonholed myself into that nice guy role, which I feel like the nice guy role is, and I feel like the real, like, definition of a nice guy role is like that guy who's being nice because he wants, to fuck. That's the nice guy. Like, but I feel like there's those G's, those genuine dudes. Like we always use G in gangster. I like using G like gentleman or G like genuine because those people are like they're people who are being honest, letting you know about them, really opening themselves up, and there's a fear in that. When we unravel our deep dark secrets and unravel the real like catacombs of our inner being to someone, there's vulnerability in that. Most people are guarded. Most people have a giant castle with a big old moat with alligators and sharks and all types of fences and stuff around. So when you come up to them, trying to open them up, it's going to take a little bit of planning. And I hate that I say planning because it's not a mission, it's not some sort of race to be won. It's really just the steps of a genuine person letting someone else know that they're genuine. You really never know nowadays because so many people come into your life with a facade on, with a mask on, parading as something else, and in the end they are not that. But me and you can call it what you want. I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Any woman I'm dealing with, any person I meet that I had to like know for an extended period of time, I always try to give them the benefit of the doubt and really understand them. I take everything into account. Like if we really get to know each other, if I really get to know about your personal life, your traumas, um, things that make you tick, things that you like, your fears, your goals, things like that. When you really get to know somebody, that shows who they are as a person. I think now with with social media and things, just perceptions can be made by a few simple posts or a few simple likes and shares or opinions, but people are more than that post at fucking, I don't know, 5:55. They're a lot more than that. Like you can't just. I mean, some people are like face value. You can just look at somebody and be like, this person is an asshole. Now you can still learn them. You can find out why they're an asshole, and it may not justify why they're an asshole. It may make you understand why they're an asshole, but like, at least you got that. At least you can be like, well, you know, fucking Pablo's a dick because, or Shireen's a dick because. Like you have your reasoning. But I feel like in life, like I said, going back to the eggshells, like I try to go in talking to people with respect and also showing them that my speed is determined at yours. I try never to go faster than your car is going. If I'm following you, we're taking a trip and I'm following you. I don't got the GPS. I ain't taking these back roads or these highways before. You know the way. You got the. So wherever you're leading me, that's where we can go. Because in my mind, I feel like and this is just me interacting with women personally. That's just they don't see that a lot of times. It's generally dudes who come in there and be like, let's fuck or nice ass, nice titties or something like that, or like some it's pretty much dudes who want to see how quickly they can fuck and then pat themselves on the back and tell their buddies later. And I just respect women too much, and I've seen their strength. Like I've seen the times where like my mom might have had to call the fucking police on my dad, and they had to come in, and we're there. We have to see it. We're not supposed to see it. We shouldn't have to see it. And you hear these things, and these things stick with you. I was probably like, I can remember a lot of stuff. Like I always make the joke around with my friends that like an elephant never forgets, and it's really because of that fucking Childish Gambino song. An elephant never forgets, but my dick remembers everything. So like, not to say I have an elephant dick because I'm I'm a grower, not a shower. Now, I have been known to knock down some shit. All right, I don't want to spend too much time talking about personal escapades because that's not what we're here for. But pretty much as far as the elephant thing goes, I can remember a lot of things that happen, especially if it's something that I deem important. Like it sticks, and I wouldn't exactly call it photographic, but sometimes that shit is just like uncanny. Like I'll talk to people and I'll remember stuff, and they'll be like, what the fuck, like that happened however so long ago, and it's just like, man, I don't know. It's just something that sticks with you. So all those moments that I saw him do thing, him being my father, he was doing something to this very strong woman, to this very to a person that I viewed in my life as like the queen of the house. Not to say queens or kings because like despite a lot of people, and it's new. You know, I have friends who have their pronouns and things like that. And me personally, I I like him. I like that we have more avenues for people to be themselves. But I just saw how his actions made her feel and how they made everyone feel around us. Like when the police came, no one was cheering. There wasn't fucking cake and ice cream and presents. Like it was a sad time. There was yelling. You know, there was moments where I remember just hearing like hearing him just talk about how he's gonna blow up the house with everyone in it, and he's just outside, and I'm a kid, and even then I was formulating in my mind that I need to be better. You don't think as a child you would really, I don't know, I guess think that far ahead. We all have aspirations of stuff as a kid, you know, firefighters, doctors, lawyers, policemen, you know, all the basic stuff. But but as a child going through that stuff, you know, you just think it's mundane, but as you grow older, you really realize the gravity of what you went through. And you know, I say this happened to me, and there's someone with, you know, a story, you know, millions of times worse than mine. And, you know, there's people with stories better. But this is just me personally. And seeing those expressions and seeing that feeling of like fear and dread and just like this is a part of you. That person that's causing you this pain is a part of you. And I don't know, like thinking back on it, what I really took from it was things not to be. That's the that's the straight route to exactly what I was trying to say. Pretty much I learned exactly what not to be. In that situation, I just I knew I had to be a better man, and it really turned me off from kids. Like it really, like even now, like it the idea of having a son or a daughter or just someone, you know, someone who's a part of me, and you know, a special someone, because like if I'm gonna lock down and have a kid with somebody, I'm not trying to be on no fucking we had this fucking baby. Like it gotta be somebody's in it for the long haul. That's just me. Like kids, I just grew up in a situation with with um with structure, but it wasn't as structured as it could have been, and I don't know exactly why. Cause like we're kids. There's only so many rooms we're allowed in when adults are speaking. So a lot of the things you find out are when you're much older and later in life. But I just never wanted to be like that. I never wanted to cause my wife harm. I never wanted to make my kids scared. Like and don't get me wrong, like if I fucking acted up, which I was a badass kid, like do not get anything misconstrued. I was a bad kid. Like you can ask my family about that one. Like I was a bad kid growing up. But I don't think he ever disciplined me. I remember I don't know if my mom told me or someone else, but I remember him just hearing this story about how he just he never wanted to beat his son, which was just like fuck. You never wanted to beat your son, which you're okay beating your wife, but that's besides the point. I I guess it just made me hyper nice or super nice or whatever word you can add to make nice even larger. Like I just when I'm in having these interactions with women. Oh, sorry, I kind of moved the table a bit, but like when I'm having these interactions with women, I'm not putting on a facade. Like I'm nice. Like I'm a generally laid back dude. I I like to draw. I like to cook. I do music. You know, I got a couple dogs. Like, damn, sorry, but I I say that to say like I'm just a laid back guy. I'm not overbearing. I'm not the fucking why are you wearing this out guy. I'm not the fucking who is this guy. Like when I go into a relationship, I'm trusting. Like I whether I should be or I shouldn't be, am wholeheartedly giving my trust because I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. Because if you don't, like, and you can put on the facade, which I feel like a lot of people do, like, they give the facade of trust, where it's like, I trust you, but, it's like, I trust you, but there's that little bit, that little shred that, like, if you fuck up, if you mess up, I'm just gonna be like, whoop, there you go. Like, I knew this was happening. So, and I feel like when you have that, it just creates a tear. Like, you ever had a shirt that had that little string, and you think you just gonna pull that fucking string and it's gonna be done with. You gonna give it one nice little tug and pop, it's done. But then you keep on pulling that string and more of your fucking shirt keeps like it's like one of those. Like now, what happened. Like it's a shirt. The more you wear it, the more it degrades. It's a little beat up. You still remember those memories with the shirt. You still love the shirt. But over time, that's going to happen. Over time in a relationship, there's going to be disagreements. There's going to be fights. There's going to be situations where you just don't see eye to eye on stuff. And that's completely fine. I feel like the real marker for a like, and this is me, and I'm a 23-year-old dude. And who's to say that you should listen to anything I have or any opinion, anything I have, but any opinions that I have on anything. But a relationship, its marker to me, like one being end all be all, is abuse, and also I believe infidelity. Like there are other things where, depending on the other person, I feel like that's up to you. Like some people say, if the person don't got a job, if you lose your job, that's done. I gotta leave the relationship, which that's understandable to people. I can see that. I can understand that. So, but I feel like something that everyone can agree on is infidelity and abuse because you can't say you love me and then abuse me mentally or abuse me physically, or you can't say you love me and then give my love away as if it's nothing. Like when you have some sort of union with someone, when you and this other person agree, I like you, you like me, let's see what happens. When you have that fucking agreement, you you have rules and regulations that you have to abide by. And like everyone's rules are different and everyone's terms of agreements are different. But I'm just talking about like the base, like, you know, this person love each other. They want to have a relationship, see where it goes, possibly get married, or if they don't want to get married, at the very least, spend the remainder of their time on this big spinning orb in the fucking sky. So, or I guess not in the sky, but in space. But anyway, those are just like some base things that, I feel like there isn't a lot to ask. But nowadays, people just assume. They assume. And a lot of people take past things and hold those to new things. Like, I've dealt with plenty of women, Just because I had a certain situation with one doesn't mean I should be like, you know, that just write it down in a book is like, okay, if she does this, she's fucked, you know. If she does this, then I can't deal with her anymore. Situations are different, or it's not even that. It's really holding those things that someone else did and assuming that any behavior that sniffs or reeks of something similar to the behavior of the last person means that that is going on. And I feel like life is a series of case by case bases. Like we're pretty much all fucking detectives trying to figure this shit out. And you know, the cases just keep on coming. Like they don't stop. They don't stop until that gun's smoking and you're the one they're putting the tape around. Like that's when they stop. But I I mean I think I did, you know, I am fucking 25 minutes in and I feel like I have talked a lot about certain things pertaining to, I believe, the topic, which which the topic was pretty much modern day courtship and how, and I took it a lot of ways, but the the main point I was getting at is that like life is risk, life is reward, life is chances, life is pulling back, life is life is a big melting pot of every fucking single aspect of it. And in saying that, sometimes you just gotta go. Sometimes you just gotta see it through. Sometimes you just gotta trust. You gotta understand I'm putting my fucking heart on my sleeve, my fucking emotions on the line. You have to understand that and be like, it's okay if I get hurt. Other times you have to, you know, be a little more reserved. I mean, sometimes you're hurt so many times. Like me, I have faced rejection a lot. I have had, you know, women who fancied me a lot, and through the fancies and the rejections, you know, the rejections puzzle me only because like the reoccurring thing, you know, and I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm an attractive man. I would say on a scale to 1 to 10, I'm a solid. You know, I give myself like a 6.5. Not gonna say 7, but I'll say 6.5. But if I really want to gussy myself up, I can bust out an 8. But that is me. But anyway, you know, I don't even know what the fuck point I was making. But at the end of the day, when you have these moments with someone else and you're trying to define if they're with what you're about, if they want what you want, you can ask. And I understand you like, well, ask, you know, people can lie. And yes, people can lie. You can ask someone like, you know, did you fucking eat the pineapple pizza? And they'll be like, no, but they might have a piece of pineapple, a little piece of ham on the fucking lip, and you just like, hey, buddy, what the fuck that come from? Well, people can lie right in your face. But if everyone leads in the sense where they go into these relationships putting their best foot forward, really trying to be a better person, not only for themselves, but for their potential significant other, and not even for a potential significant other, just for you know, for the simple fact it's just good to be a nice person. Like, it feels good to make someone smile. Like, I talk about the bad that I had with my father, but there was times where there were happy moments, you know. They may have been somewhat few and far between, but there were times where, you know, we might have went fishing or something, or like I remember times where he would take me to this place where we shouldn't have been fishing, but like we would have to fucking sneak through a little fucking fence and shit, and my fat ass was squeezing through the fence that's locked up, and I'm just like, but like you, it's your dad, and you want to fucking go fishing, like, you know, you wanna spend time with this, you know, this figure, this person that you see every day, this person that makes sure you have clothes, food, all that. Like you just want to. you want to fucking, I don't know. I guess you just want that sense that you're cared about. Cause like as a kid, you don't know anything. Like you're taking in, you're like in the even now, like as an adult, you know, you have a better sense and ability to process stuff and do more high level thinking and stuff like that, you know, deciding upon things. But even as an adult, you can get overwhelmed. But as far as the modern day courtship thing goes, I just think like I said, you just gotta go in with some trust. Like you gotta go in knowing you might get stung by the mosquito. Like, you know, when you go outside, when you go and fishing, you go into the lake, you know a mosquito's gonna bite your ass. It don't matter how much off you put on, you know it's gonna bite. All you can hope is that you don't have too many fucking bites. And I guess the too many bites, you can relate that, you know, to the person. Like everyone's gonna bite you. Everybody's gonna rub you the wrong way at least once. No matter if you love them or hate them, in between, everyone's gonna make you feel like what the fuck. So when they bite you once, you're like, okay, you know, they took a little bit, but it wasn't that bad, you know. I got my little sting back, whatever, and like you love them. But when you see that fucking swarm of mosquitoes, oh goodness, I don't even know why you went to the lake. I don't even know why you went. Those like you might as well just go to a fucking Walmart, go to well, you can't get it at Walgreens, but you know what I mean. You might as well go to the store and buy some fish at that point. Like you can see that this is a situation you just don't want to be in, and I feel like a lot of times that's what people want. Like if I see a calamity, if I see this person who isn't shit, then when I deal with them and they fucking are good to me, then it's like, oh, they, you know, they're just playing a tough role because, you know, whatever, insert their childhood traumas, which are completely valid, but we're just saying this for the point of the story. And you know, when you have those sort of situations, I like to say people tend to have like a fixer upper mentality. Like it doesn't, for someone to acquire, I guess, like for me being a simple, you know, just a regular guy that I am, for me to get like somebody like, I don't know, like for me to get like a Zendaya, like I'm gonna have to do a few more things than I'm doing right now to acquire a Zendaya level woman. You know, and who's to say that I do have to? Like Zendaya could see me, you know, talk to me and be like, hey. But you know, I would never know until that happens. But I say all that to say is that, you know, people at the fixer upper mentality is in, well, I know I would have to be a little bit better to get this. But maybe I can like take this person, this broken shell of a person, and mold them into something. Which a lot of life's molding comes from you. It comes from you just being out there doing stuff, experiencing life. That's when you really get molded. Like, obviously, as a kid, we're all molded, which is another thing we have to think about. Like, as a child, you're pretty much raised and learn under the confines of your environment. So, you know, if you're raised in an abusive home and you know abuse, you may be abusive. Me, I just so happened to learn that, like, and it wasn't something that, like I said, it was as simple as me just knowing the difference between a smile and a frown. But I feel like all these years of just people doing people wrong, and it's just like a lot of the good intentioned people become tainted because they feel like the only way to get someone It used to be a little shifty. It used to be a little spicy, shiesty, whatever you want to call it. Like it is to pretty much be something that they don't want to be, something that isn't them, in order to acquire something. Like anytime, like I can't put on a facade for you. The person that I am when I come to you is the person that I am. And if you want to know more, I am more than welcome to share with those people that I'm getting intimate with. You know, whether that be like a friend or, you know, a lover or something of that nature. You know, if we're divulging deep, you know, things pertaining to our personal lives, then I'm always gonna be solid. I'm always gonna be straight with you. Like if there's a discrepancy, if I feel some sort of way, I will bring it up. And I expect you to do the same. And I expect you to be honest. Like I don't want anyone to feel like I'm not being honest with them or I'm not keeping it 100. Because like I said, when you feel like someone's doing you wrong, in turn you want to do wrong, which just spirals the whole situation down a path of bad, which, you know, that's not what you want. Um, since this is my first kind of take on a podcast or an open thought. I don't even know exactly what to call it. I was talking about doing a podcast because, you know, I do music and things, and I feel like the music that I make is it's emotional in a way. So I wanted to almost give people, you know, a look behind the curtain to really see who I am as a person. To know I'm just a fucking normal, fun-loving guy who likes to play video games and cook and watch anime and little shit like that. Like, do I like to drink? Not too much. Like, I like some wine. You know, wine is nice. But I'm just I'm just like any other person in the fact that I'm not like anybody else. And that's one thing we all have in common, that we're all different. And that's fucked up, right? It's like a, what is it called? Me and my friend were talking about this shit. It's called I think it's called an oxymoron, you know, like um jumbo shrimp or some shit, like, you know, all what we have in common is the fact that we're different. The thing that we all share is the differences that we have. But I think, you know, I was on some dating site because I was talking to a little thing. You know, I'm not gonna divulge too much. I was talking to a little thing. I thought it was going all right. It did not go all right. But you know, that is what it is. Wish her the best. Not gonna talk down on anybody because that's just not me. But you know, I can't act like she didn't take the L because you know I'm a good dude. But that's besides the point. I say all that to say, you know, I was on my dating sites and it was something. It was some prompt, and it was like the world will be a better place with. And I said, understanding. And understanding gives so much clarity. Like me growing up, like I said, I like to cook. And growing up, I was not allowed to cook. I was not allowed to touch the stove. If like my mom and my sisters were cooking, there was like they let me do minimal stuff, like minimal things, and the most of it was accompanying them at the store to grab stuff. Like that was the most I was doing in eating. Like that was that was pretty much what I was doing as a kid. Like they didn't let me touch the food at all. But growing up, you know, I wasn't. I was more a shy, reserved kid, and I got bullied a lot. So, and you know, being that we were kind of in like, you know, the hood, so to speak, and there's gangs and stuff going on around the area, and I was my mom's only son. She didn't want me in that stuff, and I wasn't able to hang out with friends like that. I was in the house, so a lot of the stuff I did was watch like Animal Planet and Food Network, and and things like that. So I uh I ended up learning how to cook from watching like Food Network, and I think it was a part of that elephant thing that I was talking about, like things that I hold dear just stick, like, and it's like stuck. Like you need some military grade, like whatever to get it off. Like it is just on there, and I'm tying that with the understanding to say that, like, as a kid, I didn't know how to cook. But as I was watching these shows and getting some, some tips on how to cook some chicken this way, or to cook a steak, or to make your own pasta, make your own pizza, things like that, then I'm gaining more understanding. And I could have looked at cooking like, I can't do that. They won't let me do it. It's too hard. But I went in with understanding to learn, and as I learned, I realized, like, it's not that hard. Does it take time? Yes. Does it take a little skill sometimes? Yes. But it's not hard as long as you are patient. And I say understanding is what the world would be better having a little more of, is because sometimes when you understand someone's plight, when you understand someone's situation, it it's like that oh moment, It's like that ah, it's like when you finally realize who the fuck that guy was in that movie. He was that. It's like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme when he's pointing. It's like that. It's like, okay, I get it now. And depending on the situation, depending on how you perceive it, you can take to, like, bring them closer or push them away. Like, your discretion is your discretion. But I say understanding because a lot of times we see things at face value and we don't attempt to look underneath. And I feel like if you attempt and make that leap to look underneath and really see somebody for who they are, then you might actually garner some sort of, you know, deeper meaning to them. You might actually gain a friend. You might, gain a colleague. You might gain a significant other. You never know until you have understanding. Until I really know why you're the way you are and why that makes me feel XYZ, I'm not going to know how to do anything with you. I'm just going to see you as neutral, and it's just going to go like that. So I have been talking by myself for damn near an hour. Initially, I had planned on, tying in music because I do music too, and I think, we'll ride this last little 3 minutes or so to this one. We'll turn it up. HJ on the YouTube, but this gonna be on there, so. Hold on, be my little love, babe, that I wanna hold on my adventure. Hey, Jay. Also, shout out to Jamessa Beats for making this fucking rocker, this banger, this knocker. And that was Hold On by your boy ACE Triple AY. That is Ace J with three A's in that motherfucker, for those who don't know. And I think I'm going to end this here. I mean, whether or not I put this out, who knows? I had to I had to listen to this again to see what I said. But hey, I mean, like I said, I like to be open. Yeah, I probably said some crazy shit. But then again, I never said I was sane. Ace out.